buddy. Wait. Oh my God, you don't have to. There you go. That's the dog. Alright. Just that. There we go. Okay. Oh my God damn it. Get damn it. Get damn it. Oh. Ready. Well. Alright, get a little bolo dum, all that fun, usual bullshit. Bam, down, bam, down. Bam, down, down, down. Oh, copy two. Gotta make sure I get the copy two. Yeah. Today is definitely an interesting day to wake up to. At least a little bit. Freaking friend Harley gets like basically straight up got attacked by, by somebody at his fucking work, a fellow coworker, and he went into some of the details about it. And I was just like, what the fuck, dude? And then, like, I guess the I-95 in Philadelphia collapsed. And I'm honestly kind of pissed off about that one. Just because, like, like, literally every time there's, some shit like this. Like, the one thing that doesn't really get mentioned often is, the fact our infrastructure is literally collapsing. And, what do you know? I look at, some different articles, or at least, some different little clips about it. You know what the biggest concern was? Traffic. Oh, how did the communities, around this overpass feel about traffic building up and stuff, and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, never mind the fact about, like, the money wasted for these, like, boondoggles that are collapsing because we can't fucking actually modernize our infrastructure. Let's never mind that. Like, our infrastructure is literally collapsing, and people thought the whole Build Back Better was supposed to fix shit. So, give me a break, bro. Come on. Fucking nose. I definitely got some Kleenexes and shit. No, I'll just see if I could do that first. There we go. God damn it. Well, luckily I wasn't full. Good lord. Fucking grinder. Come on. There we go. Alright. Here. Got some fucking Kleenexes and all that shit. First. Let's have some of this. There we go. Dude. God damn it. Ah. Well, definitely gotta grab Kleenex now. Fuck. Did it really just like plug in those fuck Bluetooths again right when I came back? Oh my fucking god, why? Like these fucking things are like not on. Ugh. Whew. Ugh. Fucking running out of snows today. Damn. Good lord. Bleh. I'm gonna show like crazy shit for my friend. At least read some of these details of this thing that happened to him. Here it is. This good bitch is not kind of fight with one of my coworkers. He got physical. Guy who works at my work just got rehired again. Basically told us shouldn't be flirting with every fucking customer that comes through the store or they post gas for, and he lost his shit. And got in his face and started spitting on him and started shoving him and shoving back down. And he shoved me back and I punched him. Well, it sounds like you were attacked first, Harley, so. Yeah, fuck that piece of shit. What an unhinged fuck. It's like, hey, maybe you shouldn't, like, literally, like, sexual harass, like, fucking every single person that comes to the store by trying to flirt with them or something. It's like, you fucking what? He just starts freaking out, spitting on him and shoving him and shit. It's like, yeah, unhinged fuck. Like, what the fuck, dude? You hooked a dumb fuck? Good Catholic boy? What the fuck, dudes? For Nazis, then how come Nazis hate queer people? Plus, whenever a Nazi commits an atrocity, the right wing says it's a psyop and makes them look bad. Yeah, I've seen this before. Actually, I've seen this meme where the swastika is... wait, someone actually literally covered it up with the initial meme. Like, the original meme just has a regular fucking swastika, but someone literally, like, photoshopped the rainbow one on it. It's like society voters calling black people oppressive. How many concussions does it take to get this done? The answer is none, because any head trauma most likely only improved the intelligence of these morons. They control most of Western society. How do LGTBs think they are oppressed? But the U.S. government's currently flying a pride flag over priority to their own flag. Who gives a fuck? What is this weird fascist Nazi fuck, dude? Our approach, so I didn't know, simply shoving a glass of force and just teach someone about something. Well, yeah, obviously. And of course, he hasn't responded or anything because he's probably just like, he's one of the LGTVs, I guess. I shall now, play the gay away with and all that shit. I thought I was agreeing with him at first. Well, I mean, it does kind of initially pop off like that because it's like, I mean, but it's just too goddamn obvious once you see the whole good Catholic boy thing. He did reply? Oh shit, he did. Oh, not that long ago. For some reason, Twitter didn't update that. Never said it was. Just saying, if you think LGTVs are oppressed in America, you're delusional. Like, he just literally keeps saying LGTVs. Like, what, are we like LGTV computer screens now or something? Are we like, do we literally become transhumanist? I bet he would have if I hadn't preempted. Yeah. Not taking shit from some limey fuck. I mean, especially with this fuck. I mean, like, good Catholic boy, and he also has, like, apparently a fucking... Oh, hold on, I need a full screen this on my end here. Yeah, so he basically just has, like, the Papal State flag, or the Vatican City flag, and then loves to burn the British flag and pride flags, I think. I don't know, honestly. Sounds a little suggestive, because it probably is. Well, they're not Twitter blue either, so I guess they're not that willing to simp for Twitter. Oh my god. I think this guy is also a Ted Kaczynski simp. Dude, I'm just looking at some of his shit. I think he might be one of these weirdos. Where he's like, oh yeah, he was literally right about everything or something. Oh no. Oh my god. Is that fucking Hermann Goring? Like literally the fattest fucking the Nazi Reich? Like the biggest of big boys? Like, what the fuck? But, oh yeah, blood, iron, soil, and every buffet I could think of. Like, Herman was known for being a fat fuck, like, straight up. Like, he was known for how, like, eccentrically, like, loving he had for food and shit. Always eating cheese and shit and all this other stuff. Is Ted Kaczynski, Unabomber? The guy was, like, super anti-industrialist and, like, hardcore radical, like, anti-modernist type of dude. But also crazy and did bombings. So. Oh, him. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure you know about him. Pretty sure DFF did an episode on him at one point. Oh my god, this guy's literally fucking also retweeting Stone Toss. Of course he is. Because of course he is. Dude, like, I like how it doesn't even, like, fucking look accurate. I was like, how can we appeal to the kids? Global, corporate hegemony says trans rights. Yeah, like, I mean, because somehow that totally fucking means that it's bad, though. It's like, oh, yep. Let's not look at the actual issue of, like, corporate hegemony. Let's not look at that. Yeah, just the trans rights. Fucking idiots. Just, I thought they like corporations. Unless they're woke corporations. Unless they're the like the woke-orations or whatever the fuck. Just being like, we can't have these corporations getting woke on us and pushing the queerness. Can't be like Target or Bud Light now. Oh wait. Hold on. Open the door for him. Alright, buddy. Yeah. Oh, sorry, I forgot. I mean, it tends to be kind of forgetful, honestly. Just because it's like, they're always, like, licking the dick of corporations and shit. So, it's just like, I mean, like, they would think that, you know, they would just totally be fine with it no matter what. Because realistically, that's basically, it's just what the free market is, right? But, no. Hey! Also, they're gonna say they're not pressed with shit like this going on. Beautifully states anti-LGBT laws. Well, yeah. I mean, this is just shit that's been going on consistently. Lots of child abuse investigation for people who can provide gender-affirming care. Subscribers. Okay. Yeah, so basically, like, this one family out of probably hundreds or thousands even, you know, are fucking having to flee the country and shit. Their families, people support them, but yeah. I mean, this type of shit is just constantly fucking going on in various different red states right now. And it's basically just only due to the fact that there are, like, a few, like, Democrats in those states that have enough of a fucking backbone to at least, like, you know, raise enough hell to probably try to prohibit or at least, you know, snowball some of that shit. Because there have been some in some states doing that type of stuff. But, I mean, that's pretty much, like, at this rate, the only fucking reason why, like, you know, that might be, you know, delayed. And also, I guess the fact that we don't have an overt Republican administration right now, even though you would think, because we're not, they would crack down on this shit, but no. Apparently Biden endorses this type of behavior and ideas and shit because he does fuck want to do anything about it. Like, straight up. It's like, what, do you agree with these things too, Biden? Is that why you don't step in on this shit? Like, because if there's something the federal government should be stepping in over the states and, you know, quashing their fucking laws on, it's this shit. Because, I mean, realistically, Biden has power to do this, and no one seems to mention the fact there's a supremacy clause in Biden could literally directly intervene federally. But, no one wants to really mention that. Like, seriously, has anyone, have you ever, like, heard anybody, like, really say that? Or, like, mention that at all? It's like the actual administration can directly stop this shit. Directly. Like, he can. He legally, he has constitutional power to do that. But no one ever fucking mentions this shit. The supremacy clause. Like, that's basically where it lies. That power. But yet, nothing. Is it just a virtue that they haven't been enacted as laws, or what? Because as far as I'm concerned, you know, supremacy clause can go that far too. So like, are you trying to push something that's technically, you know, not abiding on federal law, even though it's not enacted yet? Well, too bad. Null and void, shut down. It's disqualified as a piece of legislation due to federal decree. Fuck you. Like, that just needs to happen. Like, actually have federal fucking power and use it, fucker. You old crone. It's like, because if you actually, you know, give a shit, yeah, at least on some level, or at least if some staff are giving a fuck, they would be murmuring that. You're probably like, so they can just boo. There is something essential to being able to move that a lot of people don't have a lot of. What is it? Oh, you know, money. That's the big thing. But also, like, what's even more annoying with that type of gumption, half the time, people don't want to move. Because they got, like, families, friends, and all that shit. I'll say it like a Brit. Money, the pounds, the quibs. You actually need a bunch, in order to move, you need a bunch of quid. Well, you know, speaking of something that kind of triggered with a Biden on, I'm sure you probably saw this too. It's a quid or pound. It's both. I think pound is meant to be the dollar and quid is meant to be like change. I think. But frankly, I've heard it in both terminologies. So like, oh yeah, you get that for 80 quid or whatever the fuck. But also I would hear like, you know, like 80 pounds and shit too. So it's like, I don't know. Both? Yes? One of you? I really don't know. I mean, it's just like, what the hell? Oh, but here. So this bridge fucking collapsed. And basically, like, all of media has not said anything that actually needs to be mentioned. I guarantee you it's going to be in this one too, by the way.
Months, I-95 North collapsed and I-95 South buckled after a vehicle caught fire underneath an overpass in northeast Philadelphia around 6 o'clock this morning.
So, wait, this bridge collapsed because there was a fire underneath it? Well, I didn't know that detail. Are you fucking... Our infrastructure is so shit that I guess a fire under an overpass will be enough to cause it to collapse.
And obviously with 95 northbound, John, in southbound questionable, it's going to be even longer than that.
Thick black smoke billowed into the air as firefighters spent hours battling the flames.
Concrete that are on top of where the origin of the fire was.
Yeah, of course.
Struggle to get anywhere that they have to go.
The Coast Guard is monitoring any fuel that may have leaked into the Delaware River, which is just a block.
Oh, by the way, of course, like, I-95 bridge is falling down, falling down, falling down. I-95 bridge falling down, might affair. I mean, yeah, and also, of course, it pretty much, well, maybe it might be mentioned in the last 30 seconds, but it ain't gonna be mentioned.
Investigation will be underway to find out the cause of the fire.
You said it in the beginning, a car caught on fire underneath it, and it weakened the integrity of the bridge because of the fire somehow. Honestly, it's just ridiculous, and it collapsed. So, yeah, there you go.
The vehicle belongs to, and why it caused such catastrophic damage. With the high
maybe if you would bring up the point of why that is the case, maybe, there would be a solution to it.
Down indefinitely, people who live in the area are bracing for side roads to be overwhelmed with detoured traffic.
Oh, that's the issue. Oh, what's like the biggest concern of this? It's like, oh, traffic. Yeah, this is, okay, so, yep, even this one's doing the exact same thing. Like, every fucking little clip or some shit I've seen about this so far is there like, oh, what about the traffic, oh, are these side roads gonna be good? That bullshit. It's like, who gives a fuck? Sure, maybe the neighbors or local community there probably do, but you wanna know what honestly matters fucking more than traffic? Is the fact our infrastructure is collapsing literally around us pretty much like at any given point in time. Maybe that. Maybe our infrastructure not being properly maintained for literally generations is probably the fucking reason there. Maybe that's the problem. But, no, let's not even peep about that. Outside of, like, investigate the incident. That's the closest it got to that. Like, that, honestly, that video was probably the closest it got to actually addressing the real issue, but it was just tied into, like, oh, the police are gonna investigate it. But, of course, the main issue, the traffic. Oh, think about the traffic. Just bullshit. And honestly, funny enough, like, I've seen some comments, like, on those videos, and a lot of it's just like, oh, wasn't the Bill better supposed to, like, address this? It's like, I mean, the problem, though, at least with those people, is that Bill Beck, like, a lot of that shit hasn't really, like, started. And if it has, it ain't this. Like, that's to build new shit, not to maintain old stuff. It's like, I mean, that's kind of the problem with it. Like, I mean, that's the thing. Like, a lot of these infrastructure projects shit, at least to make it actually worth somewhat of a fuck, it's not just to, like, build more modern new shit. Like, I mean, it's, like, also repairing and revitalizing or retrofitting old shit. Because we need to do that, too. Google out the face of me saying traffic. I mean, because I'm not, like, because am I wrong? I mean, it's like, I mean, the fact that that is the thing that media wants to worry about because of our infrastructure collapsing around us. It's like, that's the concern. Like, when it came to the infrastructure projects in my town, it wasn't just, like, building up some new shit. It was also repairing old stuff that has been needing it for a long time because it's been in disrepair since I've been alive. Since the fucking 90s, this road up here has been in disrepair. It was only until sometime last year and shit, when the construction was going on and stuff, that it actually got revitalized, and it's fucking phenomenal. It's great. And honestly, overall, it's legit made the area just a little bit more safer, too. So it's just like, I mean, that's like what a good infrastructure project look like. At least when it comes to a town. But the thing is, you could do that on a national fucking level. And do that for things like overpasses and shit like that, too. But, now, I guess it's only, like, kind of dotted throughout the country, and you just have to hope they have a good city council or a good county that actually, like, follows up properly with things like this. Man, I should have waited to read that. Them damn queers are causing the bridge collapses. Those damn woke queers are destroying our infrastructure. Oh my god, you know what? Dude, there's gonna be one. There's gonna be some motherfucker out there, dude. There's gonna be somebody, bro. Somebody. I don't think it's gonna be one of the big guys, you know? I don't think Ben Shapiro or anything like that would be saying it. But someone's gonna say it. And it's gonna circle around and gain a little traction because of how dumb they are. Oh, yeah, that, someone's gonna say it. Some weird fuck on TikTok is gonna do that shit. I mean, Pat blamed 9/11 on the gays. I mean, he blamed 9/11 for, like, on different shit, but yeah, gays were one of them. He's blamed the literal hurricanes on gay people, for fuck's sake. That fucking old albino chimp literally was making, like, you know, shitting on gays because, like, they are the reason why there's fucking hurricanes in Florida. Or whatever the fuck, dude. The South is in sin, that's why there's hurricanes. They don't pray to God enough. Oh my god, dude, I hate those fucking pastor fucks, dude. And then you had Olstein, who literally just refused to fucking house people during a hurricane. Or is it the Great Freeze? Probably both. Who am I kidding? And then fucking Ted Cruz literally flees and cowers away with his tail tucked between his legs to Cancun. And then, while his family stays, you know, he has to go back when he was called out for it. So he only was there for like a day while his family gets to hang out there and stay nice and warm. You know what? At least there's a silver lining with that Cancun incident with Ted Cruz and the Great Freeze of Texas. That motherfucker could not enjoy his little retreat. He couldn't do it. He couldn't enjoy it. He only enjoyed it for like at most a few hours. At most. He was there, he landed, he probably settled in, and then he got the calls like, Senator, you're really needed back. A lot of people are really mad about you for this. Like, you need to save face, like, right now. So, like, I mean, someone came into him after he settled down and probably started cracking open a beer or some shit. And it was just like, ah. And he's like, Miss Cruz, Senator? What? You know, he just looks up like, fucking what do you want? You know, just like with his like grubby ass little face, just like, what? It's like, do you mind I'm here being in, you know, equilibrium and tranquility while my people suffer? Excuse me. I'm busy being an elite fucking cuck. Well, that's the point. You need to be cucked and go back to Texas. What? Gays get some hurricanes and no one will fuck with them. Oh no, it's a hurricane? Worse, it's a gay hurricane. It's a hurricane. Club music going out. Just like, yeah, you just literally see like EDM, like rave colors, just like, boom, boom, you know, just like vibrating and like, you know, getting bright every time, you know, the beat hits, like, boom, boom, you know, but every time it does, it's just different colors, kind of like a disco ball, just like circling around with the hurricane. And of course, it's all in the LGBT colors, too. Just a very gay, happy rainbow hurricane. And instead of, like, 60-mile-per-hour winds, it's just, like, you know, or whatever the fuck. Instead of high-intense winds, it's just high-intense, you know, fucking, just vibes. A hurricane. Man, yeah, I pretty much like pulled up the two things I wanted to talk about. I'm gonna find something else. Alright, where's that dog? I know he's hanging out outside. But what the hell? silly thing. He was hanging out on the back porch the entire time, waiting to get inside from there. It's like, what the hell, dude? You were at the back porch the entire time thinking I was going to let you in from there? Nah, bro. You know what? Maybe I should, because those fucking kiwi vines are making it goddamn impossible to traverse over there. I'm going to need to trim those things. Kiwis just fucking grow intensely, dude. They are insanely rapid. He just bonked his head so hard. Oh my god. You goof. Fucking silly little thing. But here, let me show you what I mean with these fucking kiwis, dude. Let the kiwi grow. They taste amazing. Dude. Like, these are my kiwis. Like, look how, like, look. I mean, look at this shit. Yeah, I mean, nah, they need to be trimmed. Dude, these, like, these go all the way. Oh my fucking god. I mean, look, dude. They go all the way to the corner. They definitely need to be trimmed. But here, you want to see one of the little flowers button up? I just see more right there too. Free kiwi. Hashtag free kiwi. Yeah, this is the true hashtag free kiwi farms. When kiwi farms got shot down. See, that was actually what they were trying to do. They were trying to shut down my kiwi farms. But dude, that shit is like ridiculously huge though. Like, it definitely needs at least a trimming. Because guess what? Within a week or two, it's just gonna grow back. Not even kidding. It'll just grow back. Look how, like, those kiwis are fine. Those were trimmed like at the beginning of the year, and now it literally is covering more than what it was earlier this year. So, like, those things grow pretty intensely. Oh shit! Hey, what are you doing? Did you get a fly or what? I guess you did. Silly little thing. You got another one. Damn, little ace over here. Got yourselves a damn ace. Shit. Oh, it's trying to get another one. Oh, hasn't gotten that one yet. Oh, it's over here. Yeah, it's over here, bro. It's right here. Oh, wait, that's not it. Oh, there it is. Oh. He's like, where'd it go? Where'd it go? His fucking face. You're a goof. You just know you're just a big old dork ball, right? I really don't know how or why he's just so fixated about, like, flies when it comes to hunting shit. Oh my god, what the hell? What type of maneuver was that? I never seen him do this with anything else. It's literally just like flies. Like, he's a fly hunter. An oversized fly hunter. But nonetheless. Florida GOP's begging migrants to stay after DeSantis cracking down and shit. Oh my god, wow. It's basically what's gonna happen with, like, what was it? Arkansas, I think? Like, I think it was like Arkansas or some shit that was like, alright, we're gonna crack down on these immigrants, and they actually did. And then, like, a week later, like, basically their local economy collapsed, and they're like, never mind. And basically brought them all back. It's like, yeah, we deported you, but, can you come back? You can have your job back and stuff.
We discussed
just because it was that much of an immense fucking failure.
the other day how Ron DeSantis passed a very, very strict anti-immigration law. And this led to a backlash. There's nothing else you can call it. You have people who are hard-working people who are just trying to do good by their families, who work various construction jobs or gardening jobs or whatever. There's a trucking jobs. There's a long list of these jobs that these people hold. And when Ron DeSantis passed this strict anti-immigration law, they felt like, my goodness, they want to deport me, or they want to deport my family. They're trying to screw us over. So there was a boycott. And there's a lot of people who are now needed for the Florida economy. They're refusing to do work in Florida. Well, guess what? It backfired.
Go figure.
In the same way, mind you, that Alabama, a few years back, I want to say 5 years or so.
Oh, it was Alabama. I thought it was Arkansas. I knew it was a state that had an A name. I just forgot which one it was. Okay, so it's Arkansas.
Maybe 10 years or so ago. They passed a strict anti-immigration law. They had to repeal it. Why? Because all the farm workers did.
And also, it was like within a week after it passed about. I think it was literally within like 2 weeks after it passed and put into fruition, or it was like enacted. Like, that happened when it came to being repealed because it was that devastating.
All the farm workers did.
And at least at this point, this Florida one has been going on longer than that. So I'm honestly kind of wondering how bad it is in Florida right now. Well, I mean, it's obviously basically a fascist shithole at this rate, but at least economically wise, you know, I'm wondering how like fucked it is now just because of all this shit.
I had to hire
Ben and Ben are fighting. Ben and Ben are fighting. Ben Jackson, Ben Shapiro. I served, you didn't. Don't you dare presume to tell me what I served for, boy. Oh, damn. Not one American soldier fought and bled for this flag. Not one American terror. Oh, is it literally because of this? It's literally just because, like, the White House put a pride flag out. I like how he called him boy, too. It's like, don't you dare presume to tell what I served for, boy. Yeah, because Ben Shapiro is a boy. Like, I mean, if the whole lot boy, you know, like, at least derogatorily, you know, definitely, you know, should be used on, it's Ben Shapiro. It's like, what, boy? It's like, I want bad talk, man, boy. It's like, to Ben, yeah, he deserves that because he's a little fucking worm. Yeah, he is a little shrimp. Yeah, I mean, it's like, you know, using that as, like, a way to bully him and shit, like, yeah, I'm fine with that. Like, yeah, it's just like, he deserves that shit, fuck him. Little fucking worm bag, shrimp pop, little fuck. In fact, actually, he's not a shrimp, he's literally the shit that shrimp will shit out. Whatever that looks like. I'm assuming it's probably, like, a weird stringy thing that just dissipates in the ocean. So, it's just like, you know, he's that thing. We shouldn't have sold shrimp that way. Yeah, that's why I was like, you know what, like, he's the shit that, he's like the stuff the shrimp will shit out, you know, he's that. So he's literally the excrement of the shrimp. Which eventually just dissipates in the ocean anyway. How the fuck does Venom not like shrimp? I don't know, man. Dude, shrimp is so goddamn good. It's so delicious. I don't understand them, bro. Get like a nice little bit of like garlic powder, a little bit of butter on that bitch, and you know, fry that up in like some shrimp scampi or some shit, some shrimp alfredo. Dude, shrimp is just so goddamn good. I really don't get that. Lemon, garlic, spicy, coconut. Dude, yeah. Ooh, you know, I haven't tried coconut shrimp. Well, actually, yeah, I have. I mean, like fried coconut prawns, you know, and stuff like that. But I mean, like, sauced up like that, maybe like in a dish, you know. Actually, does sound kind of good. Spicy shrimp, Cajun style spicy shrimp. Oh fuck yeah, dude. I mean, there's all sorts of stuff that you can do with shrimp. It's a pretty versatile seafood.
Other people to do the farm work, they couldn't do it. And so they needed the immigrant labor in order to keep the economy functioning. So here we go, in Raw Story. Republicans literally beg migrants not to leave Florida over DeSantis' anti-immigration law. Talk about a 180. Florida Republicans on Monday met with migrants.
They're like, please, don't leave. We really can't repeal it because we have a fascist shitbag, but, please come back. We promise we will when he's not in power here anymore. Like, I think that's what they're doing, dude. I think they want to repeal it, but they can't because DeSantis is there. Like, I mean, He is running for president, but he sure as shit ain't gonna repeal it. I like to include literally. I know, it's like, please! Like, I mean, it's just like, they are that desperate. Like, I mean, I think they're realizing that, you know, at least to some of the GOP, especially at least in his own state, that he's definitely a fucking liability. I mean, which, yeah, like, I mean, considering, like, I mean, how much he's flopped, you know, in comparison to when he was kind of first murmuring about running for president and shit, I mean, yeah, there ain't no fucking shot. I mean, he's just straight a liability at this rate. He's just gonna be a punching bag for Trump. You know, like, I mean, you know, which, I'm here for it, so whatever. But still, it's just like, damn, what the fuck? Like, I mean, this is like the only reason why this shit probably isn't repealed, and also probably why some of the laws, you know, are being passed so much the way they are in Florida, is because he's there. Like, I mean, honestly, it seems like some of this GOP, even if they do kind of agree with these ideas, don't like how they've bit more than they can chew and are having to try to walk it back, but they can't, so they're just begging people to just, like, hold out or something. Please, just stay here and hold out for a little longer.
With migrants to urge them not to leave the state in the wake of a new anti-immigration law that is sparking boycotts of the state. An NPR analysis determined that the law signed by Governor Ron DeSantis limits social services for undocumented immigrants, allocates millions more tax dollars to expand DeSantis' migrant relocation program, invalidates driver's licenses issued to undocumented people by other states. By the way, yeah, how many truckers are now not going to come to your state as a result of that? People who are necessary for commerce.
Which, yeah, which I know, like, you know, these relatives are like, please come back, please, you know, remember, it's like, the thing is, though, they're not, especially for that type of shit. Like, I mean, you think a lot of migrant workers and shit, you know, that, you know, got their license out of state, you know, are gonna want to, you know, travel to that state? No. Like, unless there's, like, some sort of backroom deal thing that the GOP worked with like, law enforcement in the state to be like, hey, look, you know, it's like, unless there is legit, maybe some suspicious activity or something like that, you know, like, just let them through, or something like that. Unless they're doing some shit like that where they basically just undermine these laws and shit, which is possible, honestly, I think. I mean, DeSantis isn't in the state. He's running for president, so is he really going to know that type of shit outside of, like, maybe some murmurs here and there? You know, like, so, I don't know, like, maybe they might honestly do some, I mean, the Republicans are like this, they'll do backroom deals and shit, you know, grease some, you know, palms and stuff. I mean, it's not atypical of them. So, might honestly not, I wouldn't be too surprised if that shit happens, or it gets the Republicans, at least in different counties and shit, to maybe, like, grease the palms with their local law enforcement and stuff, as they always do, and just be like, look, we get it, but, just let these migrant through, you know, just, like, let them through and stuff, like, you know, because our economy is literally dying. So, it's like, just fuck it, let them pass.
And requires hospitals that get Medicaid dollars to ask for a patient's immigration status. Jesus Christ, man. On Monday, State Representative Alina Garcia and Rick Roth spoke at an event advising migrants on the impacts of SB 1718. Video of the event was obtained by Thomas Kennedy of the Democratic National Committee. Quote, "This bill is 100% supposed to scare you," Roth told the group. "I'm a farmer, and the farmers are mad as hell. We are losing employees. They are already starting to move to Georgia and other states. Quote, it's urgent that you talk to all of your people and convince them that you have resources, state representatives, and other people that can explain the bill to you," he continued. "This bill is basically to scare people from coming to the state of Florida," she insisted. I think that it's done on purpose. This bill really doesn't have any teeth." So I'm not going to play the videos for you because...
So, I'm actually kind of right a little bit. Like, one of these Republicans is basically saying, it's like, yeah, if you actually look at the details of it, it's literally just meant to scare you and shit, intimidate you, which isn't a part, you know, in some part true, for sure. And, you know, basically what she's saying is, like, yeah, it doesn't have any actual teeth. If you look at details, like, it's not exactly super enforceable. So, basically, openly saying, it's like, undermine it. It's like, you can undermine this.
Quality's terrible. But it's exactly as it's described here. So this tweet says, "Got footage from inside this event. They admit the bill is 100% meant to scare immigrants and beg the crowd to urgently convince your people to not leave Florida since folks in the agriculture industry are mad workers are leaving. The hypocrisy is so brazen and disgusting." The Republicans are getting nervous about the community backlash to their voting for DeSantis' anti-immigrant law. They are hosting this event to lie and spin. Folk should go and make sure these politicians hear from people who are angry about the damage they have done. State Representative Alina Garcia starts by saying she came unprepared, admits that the bill is meant to scare people from coming to Florida, and irresponsibly lies and says the anti-immigrant law has no teeth. She should be prepared by actually reading the bill she voted for. The Republicans are getting nervous about the community backlash to their voting for DeSantis' anti-immigrant law. They are hosting this event to lie and spin. Folks should go and make sure these politicians hear from people who are angry about the damage they have done. As soon as you crack down on these immigrant communities, what you realize very quickly is, oh my God, they are absolutely vital and crucial and necessary for the U.S. economy to function. Now,
duh. I mean, mainly because, like, there's a lot of various different jobs that, like, you know, average Joe Schmoes, you know, like me or like anyone else, you know, don't necessarily want to do, or at least, you know, unless there's, like, you know, a lot of, you know, good benefits and shit like that that come with it. You know, especially when it comes to things like, you know, farm work and shit. You know, like hard labor type of jobs. And, you know, and what makes up the bulk of that type of labor? Well, migrant workers. Which is why, like, you know, having more streamlined processes of, like, either citizenship and, like, you know, access and shit, especially when it comes to people who are, you know, coming here to work, like, it's the reason why that type of shit should be more expanded. Because, like, I mean, especially if you got some, you know, like, got people who are like, hey, I want to come here to, you know, get a job and work and stuff. It's like, I mean, what's more of a reason to be like, all right, cool, you know, you want citizenship too? I mean, because, like, if they're willing to go that far and out of their way to, you know, come here and work here and all that shit, then might as well, you know, go with the rest of the process too.
Where my perspective is different from just the status quo, right? Because I'm sure a lot of people are like, hey, just get back to the status quo, get back to how it was before. No, this is why you need a pathway to citizenship for people who are already here and already hardworking Americans. Because then you're not undercutting American labor with lower wages for immigrants. Make sure they get paid well. Make sure they get paid a living wage. If they don't, crack down on the employers, not the employees.
Yeah, and also this means that there needs to be, like, worker protections that are expanded, including to migrants as well. Like, regardless if they're not a citizen here or not, frankly. Like, if they happen to be working here, regardless if they are or not, like, they should, you know, be able to be upheld to the same type of protections, you know, just like anyone else. I mean, honestly, as loose and fickle as they are, I mean, that's something they need, you know, deserve, at the very minimum. And, you know, regardless, you know, is if they're, like, you know, here on visa or not, or whatever the fuck, I don't give a shit. Like, I mean, that is something that should be expanded on. Like, because that would also help not undermine and undercut, like, you know, domestic labor, so to speak, and shit, because that's usually a big right-wing talking point. It's like, oh, what about the American worker, huh? You want to just, like, make all the Americans lose their jobs? Which is not really true. But, yeah, it's a talking point that they want to make. And at least that's a way to help, you know, where it might happen and shit when it comes to, like, the idea of that, you know, being undercutted. Like, doing that, you know, will legit help prevent that. Because they're on the same fucking playing field as everyone else and shit, because they get the same protections as, you know, as a citizen here would.
These people aren't hurting anybody. In fact, they are absolutely necessary, hardworking people for America to function, and now they're learning that the hard way. Now they're learning that the hard way. Again, this is the exact same lesson that Alabama learned. Turns out just being a rigid anti-immigration ideologue doesn't lead to good results, doesn't lead to a good outcome. And so they're basically trying to tell them, like, look, stay here, we'll protect you, we'll find a way. But the damage looks like it's already done, and people are fleeing because they're worried for their lives. They don't want to get deported, they want to go to prison, you know, they want to have any legal troubles because DeSantis decided to crack down on them. So, look, it's an important story. You're not going to hear a peep about this from right-wing media. They will not tell you. There's other Republicans who are now like, oh.
I mean, no shit. Other Republicans aren't going to talk about this unless they want to call them a bunch of rhinos and being like, they just are conceding to the mob or whatever the fuck.
What have we done? This was
like,
a terrible mistake. This was a terrible mistake. I'm losing money. I'm losing my best workers. This is a massive problem. They're not going to tell you it. Why? Because they would never acknowledge how important immigrant labor is for this country to function. They never tell you that. Because from their perspective, they're all leeches and parasites and moochers just sucking the teat of the system dry. No, oftentimes these people are very, very productive citizens.
And if anything, the real actual parasites are sure the ones who exploit them anyway. I mean, it's just like, that's kind of the whole little, like, misnomer with it. It's just like, oh, it's definitely these migrant workers or all the leeches or all these, poor folk and stuff that just, like, live off of the government welfare and all this other shit. It's like, no. It's like, none of them are. Like, the real ones are the, like, leeches and shit, the ones who fucking exploit these side people. And will try to cut their fucking, benefits or their welfare and shit, and, well, frankly, entitlements. And, try to undercut labor and shit. I mean, like, this is all fundamentally what they are attempting to do. I mean, and DeSantis don't give one shit. So about people on welfare. Exactly. I mean, that tends to be the case as well. They also tend to be on welfare, too. Where it's like, yeah, well, I earned it. I worked for it. Yeah. It's like, well, so? It's like, even if you did or didn't, like, that's not the point. I mean, either way, you'd still deserve it, right? It's like, good fucking lord. What is this? Two kitties fighting? Yeah, two kitties fighting. Oh my goodness. Alright, these poors living in a shack. Living in a little, like, trailer park somewhere in, like, a little mobile home. Having some food stamps, that, like, Aunt Bessie, is, like, always leeching off of, because she, is always, like, getting a bunch of jelly donuts or something. And then you got, like, Bertha, yelling at you because you don't, like, put in enough or some shit. Then you, get mad and fucking yell at her or some shit. And then go drink a bunch of beers with your buddies, shooting the fucking tin cans out in the fucking backyard. But, those damn boers do. It's, I worked hard for my shit. It's like, oh my lord. The other kid was not having it. Dude, that kitten was not having any of that shit. Kid was like, hell no. It's like, you coming in trying to fuck my shit? Mm-mm. What are you doing over there, you little handsome boy? Looking like a little sphinx. Goof. What a little sweet boy. Yeah, I definitely need to get some more treats for him later today, too. So, we'll certainly have to do that when I go to work a little bit later. I'll just be cool and let me do a little time change, huh? Alright. Time kind of flew, honestly. What the fuck? I feel like I've only been there for like 30 minutes, and it's pretty much been a fucking hour. Like, my god. People on disability lazy. Yeah, and I'm sure they love dealing with medical conditions every waking day of their lives. Yeah. Oh, and also the fact that, they get denied for a lot of healthcare anyway in the first place because of pre-existing conditions. So they have to basically, like, suffer with those medically, disabilities and shit. I mean, it's like, that's what I love about it too. It's like, oh, these people on disability and shit. It's like, maybe if healthcare was, I don't know, universal and expanded and, like, more streamlined as a process and shit, and cutting out the fucking middleman, the for-profit extortion racket that is healthcare, then, I don't know, maybe that wouldn't be as much of a problem, even though it isn't. The problem is how much of it's, like, for-profit, not the fact that people on disability. Those damn woke libs just wanting to just leech off of me. Which, what's the point of taxes? Everyone pitches in a little bit, and everyone equally gets something back out of that. That's the point. Or at least in theory. Does America put that in execution? No, but at least in theory, it's supposed to. But yeah, I get this little last bowl, cash out at least, and head off to work, I guess. Boo. Or birds are controlled to detect and eliminate these things before they get occurred, but apparently limits eugenesis. Yeah. I mean, it's just like, especially for like very super severe, like, medical, conditions and shit. I mean, yeah. Because honestly, it's just like, I mean, like, just because someone, someone mentions something like that doesn't mean that you're like, oh, it's, someone like autism or maybe, like a little depressed or got OCD or some shit. Like, obviously, no, that's not like, what it's meant to, be advocating of. It's actually, if anything, the opposite, because those are things that are fine, for all intents and purposes. I mean, it's like, because that's like another thing. It's like, very severe debilitating conditions are not the same as just, like, a neurodivergency and shit. So, supporting eugenics is not some people named Eugene. Which I'm sure, okay, ones out there. Oh, yeah. I'm sure there are. But, getting head off to work and all that fun shit, so, peace out. And of course, I'll be back around when I get off.